Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. I am so excited because today we are building with the Modern Lux pack. I almost called it the luxury party stuff. I don't have that pack, and we sure as hell are not building with it. We are here in 702 Zen View, which is one of the two-story apartments in the Fashion District. It's the one right next to the karaoke legends Akira in City Living. Now, I had to say, I was so excited to play with this kit. I did end up purchasing it. I purchased all of my packs, obviously, myself, and I loved it. I loved it. When we first got like the pack art, I did remind me a little bit of Vintage Glamour, but as I was building with this pack, I realized it is way, way, way better than Vintage Glamour. What I would tell you is that if you are relatively new to The Sims 4 and you don't have Vintage Glamour, I would tell you get Modern Lux instead. Number one, it is cheaper, and number two, I think that the items in it are nicer. With that said though, Modern Lux is a kit, so it's only a build kit, and Vintage Glamour itself actually comes with a butler and the butler system. That's personally the reason why I got Vintage Glamour. The build and buy stuff was there, but I wanted it because I wanted to have a butler, especially because I mentioned this in every single video. I play legacy style, and by a certain generation, especially with legacy challenges where you're often having your sim max skills and max a career, you end up with quite a bit of money and sometimes with a really big household. I'm about to start playing Whimsy Stories Generation 2 with my sim son Lake, and Lake is going to have quite a few kids, and I also want Lake to be relatively well off, or at least like middle class. Not saying that Lake will have a butler, but hopefully by the time I get around to Lake, or even to the sports generation of not so very gray gen, hopefully by the time I get around to that level, we could have the Sims 4 horse ranch. As you all know, I don't have positive feelings about Horse Ranch and the direction of the Sims franchise in general, because with Horse Ranch, you got two pieces of gameplay and it was upsold as a expansion pack, and it is definitely not an expansion pack. It is a gameplay pack that you paid $40 for. With that said, just because I have my reservations about it and feel it's indicative of the Sims giving us less and less gameplay and focusing more on build and buy and cast items, I do still want Horse Ranch, just not for $40. And eventually that pack will go on sale, because all Sims packs go on sale. If you're ever curious, I do have a good number, I would say the majority of Sims packs. I don't have every single stuff pack, and I don't have every single kit. I don't think it's necessary for you to have every single one of those items. I don't think it's necessary for you to have most packs. I just happen to be completely obsessed with The Sims, as you can obviously tell, because I wouldn't have a Sims gaming channel if I wasn't completely obsessed with The Sims. So if you're ever curious, the reason why I'm able to have all of those packs is because I get all of them on sale. I have only ever played full price for maybe 3 packs, maybe 4 packs, like at most. The rest of the packs I've always gotten for 50% off. I do not accept a sale that is less than 50% off, although recently only the expansions have been going on 50% off, and the other packs have been going on like 25, 35% off or something like that. Anyway, there's always a sale. If you're new to the game, there is always a sale. If you hear a little beep, that's me. My computer is reminding me to turn on my iCloud backup, and I don't fucking want to do that because it's waste space. Quite honestly, you fill up your cloud so quickly, and then you constantly get message reminders about how your cloud is full and how you should upgrade. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, I did really, really, really love this pack, or this kit, excuse me. I think that it is quite beautiful. You can see it in the background in the apartment. It is absolutely stunning and works really, really well with bloomin' rooms, with the Book Nook kit because of the boucle elements of the Book Nook kit, and with the Maximalist kit. I'm forgetting what it's called. The Maximalist kit with like all of the fancy stuff. I think that all of these items work really well together, and I'm happy to see it. Something that I'm also happy about is that there was a lot of thought put into how the items play together within this kit. Of course, I love that it plays well with other kits, but I also mean that the items actually match Every single swatch matches with something else within the kits. You will not have any issue at all finding matching sets, matching colors, matching tones. And I'm very, very happy. If I'm not wrong about this, I think that Zarellia worked on this kit. And it's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful and 100% worth it in my mind. But let me tell you about this apartment. First, as I was building it, I love when this happens. When I was building this apartment, I ended up having an idea for the Sims who live here. I think that that was really fun for me because as I was building, having a Sim in mind just gives you a general idea of what kind of items should be in the build and the general vibe of the people who live here. So in my mind, we have a beautiful couple here, a beautiful lesbian couple here, and one of them is a fashion designer and the other one is an artist. So it is a very beautifully decorated apartment with a lot of Art Deco inspiration throughout it. Of course, Modern Lux works very well for them and their apartment style, but because they're both relatively high up in their careers and incredibly busy, the apartment itself is somewhere they just moved into. They've had someone professionally decorate it and design it to reflect that they are higher on in their career and are super busy. And the apartment itself also has quite a bit of clutter and some mess around the place. Not anything like super messy, but more like organized mess throughout the apartment. And I love that story for them. I ended up making them friends with the karaoke legends. I forgot to mention this, but we are in my save file. Any video build that you see me do on my channel is probably for my save file. So I moved on to city living just to give us a little bit of a break from the modern farmhouses of one specific neighborhood in Willow Creek. If you missed it, I built a bed and breakfast apple orchard in that specific neighborhood in Willow Creek, and it's an area where your Sims are able to go and house hunt because there are a couple of empty homes that have bathrooms and kitchens but are not furnished, but of course are fully done outside of the lack of furniture within the home, just to have more realism in the game of the entire apartment. I am so obsessed with this balcony. I think it reflects their personality and style quite a bit, and you'll see when I switch to nighttime mode here just how nice it looks outside on the balcony. And like, I can just picture them hosting their parties. They are super busy, but of course they work in very social careers, so networking and events is a big part of their life. Now we get to the annoying part of this build. If you notice at the beginning of this video, when I was building and I clicked bulldoze, it bulldozed one of the exterior walls. In apartments, it's not supposed to do that. The apartments do not bulldoze any of the exterior walls, and this one happened to bulldoze an exterior wall. In addition, I couldn't change the flooring upstairs. Just was not possible. It was not recognizing that it was a room. It was not recognizing that it was a floor. I was getting a really bizarre error code. I know that Deli built this apartment recently, and I went to watch her video and she said go into the apartment next door and you can try to fix it. But I tried that. I cut it out of this video because you don't want to hear my frustration. But I did try that and it just didn't work. I wasn't able to paint the floor at all. In addition, I just had so many issues with this apartment as well, from not being able to paint the floors to the exterior, having this very, very bizarre wall color, to trying to furnish the balcony to circular balcony, or at least has circular edges, round edges. You can't fully paint the floor there either. It's considered two different sections, and there's one little triangle of space where you can't go in and actually change the flooring for that little triangle of space. Like I said, there's an exterior outside where there's a random wallpaper that doesn't even exist within this building. So functionally, this apartment is actually broken. Like, it is literally broken. It is so difficult to build in, and I think the Sims teams really needs to fix it because it was a pain in my fucking ass. Trying to place the curtains within these windows was also annoying because the curtains snap to right below the windows. Something that I also think they should correct, because in real life, I don't know about you, but I'm not placing the curtains below my window. Like, I'm placing the curtain rod above my window and then I'm having it like drape over. And often people place their curtain rods like way above the window so that the walls look longer. These curtain rods snap so low on the windows, so it was really annoying. I was incredibly frustrated throughout this build. But you can see as I'm building, you're probably wondering about these odd wall placements, especially because the windows are cut off in a lot of the places. Don't worry about that. I use tool to move around the windows that aren't placed the way that I would want them to be placed and don't functionally make sense within the layout that I chose. Yes, that means that from the exterior, the apartment does not match fully with the rest of the building, but quite honestly, I don't care. I don't care. I want the apartment to look the way that I want it to look, and the window placement is just strange. So I had to go in and I had to fix the window placements so I had a more functional apartment. I chose to keep this as a 2-bedroom, but previously this apartment had 2 bedrooms and both bedrooms had an ensuite, and instead I made it to have 2 bedrooms, one larger kind of like primary bedroom, a hall bathroom that's accessible to anyone who's in the apartment, and then a guest bedroom around the side, because again, these Sims are constantly entertaining as part of their career, as part of their network. They are very busy, but they do prioritize making time for their friends and prioritize making time to climb up in their careers. I love the bathrooms in this build, which is why I'm showing them to you. And because one of the Sims is an artist, I do make sure to go in and add quite a bit of wall art, including one of the most expensive paintings in the game, again, to reflect their financial status. They are very, very well paid and very, very well known. They just want to live in the city. It is easier for them, easier commute, more accessible to them for their careers and where they want to go in their careers, especially being within the fashion district. Now, like I said, I love how this apartment comes together. I think that it's really nice, and overall I'm using quite a bit of the new kit, Modern Lux, and you can see it all come together. Of the entire kit, I would say my favorite pieces, I love the curtains and the curtain rods. I love like this thing that the Sims team are doing where the curtain rods, you can have a separate piece where you can just snap it into the curtain so that you could fit your curtain to any window. I think that that is really nice. I love the beds within here, within the swatches of it as well. I think that they look so good. And I'm also a really big fan of the art that's also a TV. I just think that is so much fun. Overall, this is a fantastic kit and I really have a great time building with it. With that said, we are coming to the end of this video where you're going to see me finagle a little bit. I didn't want to fully cut out all of the struggling that I did with the apartment, but I didn't want to leave a lot of it in. I recorded for 2.5 hours when I did this apartment, so keep in mind that you're seeing a much shorter version of the build, but I do want to show you what it looked like for me to go around and play with tool, for me to go around and try to fix certain items, and then I do a lot of trying to find the perfect rug to fill up spaces to cover the concrete flooring. Note the concrete flooring, I really could not do anything about it. There was no way for me to change the flooring. I tried so hard to do that and I could not. You saw the little random piece of wallpaper. The wallpaper doesn't even exist in this building on the exterior. So I'm just trying to cover up the concrete flooring. But if you want to, you can say it's supposed to be a modern building and the concrete flooring is like a feature. But to me, the building doesn't scream modern from the interior. I fixed that window, don't worry. It's just placed there because I'm going to move it over back to the room. There's not a window in the door. I wanted it to feel like it's more of a renovated building, like it is a building for people with a certain income level, and that is the people who live here. With that said, we are at the end of the video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video, which is going to be fun. All right, bye.